Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star 2 origin continent based on novel. So let's start. Although they had agreed to go hunting, both Luo Feng and Emperor Qing needed to make some preparations. Luo Feng had to familiarize himself with the newly acquired Xianqing Sky Annihilation map, and Emperor Qing needed to consider which secret treasures to bring along in anticipation of facing formidable enemies. Half a century later, they finally set off. Luo Feng and Emperor Qing have gone hunting. Emperor Ming and Di Fu also saw them off. Last time, we offended Deputy Workshop Master Elder Tienhi of the Deceit Workshop. Now that the two of them have gone hunting, if they encounter retaliation from the Deceit Workshop, Emperor Ming expressed his worries. Having been in Yulon City for so long, he was well aware of the workshop's style. Di Fu chuckled and looked towards the entrance of the cave mansion. Since they dared to venture out, they must be confident in their response. If I'm not wrong, our days here in Yulon City are about to get better. During these past 300 or so centuries, Emperor Ming dared not venture out, and Di Fu didn't work either, both cultivating in seclusion within the cave mansion. Do you trust them that much? Emperor Ming was surprised. What I trust is Luo Feng. Di Fu had previously invested a great deal of effort in understanding Luo Feng's every move. After confirming the nature of Luo Feng's character, he repeatedly assisted Luo Feng, not caring even if it meant offending Di Yang. Emperor Ming looked at Di Fu with confusion. Haven't you noticed? Di Fu said with a smile. Brother Luo Feng has always been confident in the battles he initiates. Upon reflection, Emperor Ming agreed indeed it was so. From an eternal true god to appear at Emperor Qing's level, and it only took 1,000 or so centuries, Di Fu spoke softly. You should know, Brother Luo Feng has been in Yulon City for 1,000 centuries as well. With better cultivation resources here, Brother Luo Feng's progress should only be faster, Di Fu said. The ancestors have said that Brother Luo Feng is either a reincarnation of an alien race, or has a terrifyingly formidable talent. Now it seems, it's likely the latter, Di Fu said with a smile. All we need to do is wait here for good news. Luo Feng and Emperor Qing rode together on a black flying boat, heading straight towards the outermost city gate of Yulon City. Buzz. The entire Yulon City was enveloped by various colorful protection systems, and invisible waves swept across the city time and again. With these, it was possible to pinpoint the location of every resident. The moment a resident had unpaid residence fee, their position could be immediately identified. Or if they lacked a residence within 3 days, they would be expelled from the city. These protection systems also prevented the infiltration of low-level primordial life. Luo Feng and Emperor Qing, riding on the same flying boat, are heading for the East City Gate. This message was naturally shared with Deputy Workshop Master Elder Tienhi of the Deceit Workshop. In Yulon City, as long as one was willing to pay enough, intelligence organizations could sync up the latest information at any time. The two of them are going out together. Elder Tienhi sat there, slowly opening his eyes, which were narrow and as calm as still water. Out hunting after just 300 or so centuries, no patience, eh? Elder Tian, he said with a light chuckle, immediately summoning a subordinate. Whoosh! A shadowy figure enveloped in grey mist appeared outside the room, its green eyes looking at Elder Tienhi, and respectfully saluting, Deputy Workshop Master. Mist Fang, Elder Tienhi instructed with a smile. Luo Feng and Emperor Qing are heading towards the East City Gate on a flying boat. Go there, and just lock onto their position. Once they are far away from Yulon City, inform me. It was not suitable to act near Yulon City, as they could quickly retreat into the city if they were attacked, making it difficult to pursue them. Only when the distance was greater, and it was tougher for the targets to flee back to the city, could he slowly plot and kill them one by one. Yes, Mist Fang responded respectfully, then vanished silently. Elder Tienhi pondered. Even though they came from the source world, being only mid-stage divine emperor enlightened individuals, they are probably not very wealthy. Even if they go hunting and bring their most suitable treasures, they might only be worth tens of millions of primordial crystals. Killing enemies and seizing their treasures was a matter of convenience. Elder Tian, his primary goal was to intimidate. Dare to offend me in Yulon City, you must pay a sufficient price. Elder Tian, his eyes were ice cold. Inside the black flying boat. The moment we left the cave mansion, the Yulon City Intelligence Organization must have known, and the Deceit Workshop must have been informed as well. Luo Feng looked at Emperor Qing beside him. The strong ones from the Deceit Workshop are probably already tracking us. Ha ha, if Brother Luo Feng is confident, what do I have to be afraid of? Emperor Qing laughed. If Emperor Qing were on his own, he naturally wouldn't dare to provoke the Deceit Workshop. But since Luo Feng acknowledged himself as having the strength of a late-stage divine emperor enlightened individual, Emperor Qing was naturally willing to venture out with him. Brother Luo Feng, we must make it clear before we leave the city, the hunt's rewards shall be split 9 to 10. Emperor Qing looked at Luo Feng. This might be our last hunt together, and in agreeing to a 9 to 10 split, I am already taking advantage. Normally, a late-stage divine emperor would not take a mid-stage divine emperor enlightened individual hunting with them. There was a fundamental difference in strength between them. All right, Luo Feng replied with a smile, let's do as you said. Both were extremely proud, and did not want to take undue advantage of the other. Luo Feng was also aware. After this hunt, once he revealed his true strength, Emperor Qing probably would not want to team up again. The gap was too large, teaming up no longer made sense. This time, it was probably their last hunt together. Since arriving in Yulon City, Emperor Qing has arranged a cave mansion for residents, lent me primordial crystals, brought me hunting, and taught me some hunting experience. I owe him a favor. Luo Feng kept it in mind. Indeed, Emperor Qing had been cultivating Luo Feng as a comrade in arms to trust with life and death. Unfortunately, Luo Feng's growth was too rapid. Whoosh! The black flying boat flew out through the East City Gate in an instant. Not far from the East City Gate, a shadowy grey mist figure watched the black flying boat leave. They have left the city. Mist Fang looked on from a distance. As he saw them leave, an imperceptible mark landed on the black flying boat. He did not directly brand Luo Feng and Emperor Qing, since the stronger their power, the more sensitive their perception. Merely branding the flying boat was far more covert. Sigh. The foggish figure also manipulated a flying boat, maintaining a sufficient distance behind, just leaving the city. The Nine Rivers Sacred Realm's suppression was too severe. Even his tracking mark needed to be within a certain range. The farther the distance, the more blurred the sensing would become. Inside the black flying boat. After leaving the city, Deceit Workshop might take action at any moment. Emperor Qing surveyed the surroundings, but failed to notice the invisible mark on the surface of the flying boat. Luo Feng's biomimetic Eye of Destruction had been opened since earlier. The path of life and death Tao at the early stage of Divine Emperor, the path of life and destruction at the middle stage of Divine Emperor. Accumulated experience in these realms allowed Luo Feng to delve deeper into the research of the Eye of Life and Death, naturally making his biomimetic Eye of Destruction even more formidable. Brother Emperor Qing, at the moment we left the city, Deceit Workshop had already locked onto us. Luo Feng's biomimetic Eye of Destruction saw a very faint mark on the surface of the boat. Locked onto us. Emperor Qing was shocked. A mark of the causality line, a very clever tactic, Luo Feng observed with his biomimetic Eye of Destruction. If it were the real Eye of Life and Death, it's feared that the entire protective formation of Yulon City wouldn't be able to block the peering, and standing here, Luo Feng would be able to peer into the movements of all creatures within Yulon City. However, if the Eye of Life and Death were brought out of the source world, it's feared that disaster would descend. This biomimetic Eye of Destruction could also see a very faint causality line upon that mark. The causality line penetrated the void, connecting to a distant place. I'll go see who is tracking us, Luo Feng said with a slight smile, as a blood-colored apparition burst out from his body and rapidly flew along the causality line towards the other end, leaving the black flying boat. At a sufficiently far distance behind, the foggish figure maneuvered a common flying boat, just as they had exited Yulon City. Sigh. Inside the cabin of the flying boat. The foggish figure looked ahead from afar, locking onto the position of the black flying boat with the mark. Deputy Workshop Master, they have also traveled a certain distance away from Yulon City, and I have already left the city to follow them. The foggish figure immediately contacted Elder Tienhi. I will report their position at any moment. Very good, you just need to keep a close watch on them, responded Elder Tienhi. The foggish figure drove the flying boat and was quite relaxed. He was most adept at tracking, escaping, and sorcery. Tracking Luo Feng and Emperor Qing, he had never been worried. This Luo Feng is truly arrogant. He'd rather offend Elder Tienhi for 50 million primordial crystals. The foggish figure, as a mid to high-level member of Deceit Workshop, also understood the full process of events. Elder Tienhi is notoriously vicious and ruthless. Once he takes action, he never shows mercy. The foggish figure had seen Elder Tienhi make a move before. That was truly terrifying. Any elder of Yulon City must not be underestimated, because these elders are generally powerhouses from the source world with the clone technique, and luck and opportunity are not lacking for them. All of them have honed their skills to an extremely terrifying degree. Sigh. The foggish figure piloted the flying boat, maintaining a sufficient distance from Luo Feng's boat, and continued flying. Suddenly, a huge fuzzy paw stretched out from the depths of the sky, reaching towards the flying boat piloted by the foggish figure. Not good. Low-level primordial life. Ambushed, the foggish figure was jolted. He was skilled in escape and tracking, and now that he had just left the city not far away, he had never considered being ambushed by low-level primordial life at this position. In the moment that the supermassive fuzzy paw reached out, the surrounding heavens and earth seemed as if they were sliced apart, becoming a spatial cage. The realm in which the foggish figure's flying boat resided had become a complete heaven and earth cage, this cage, nestled in the palm of the fuzzy paw. The innate secret treasure, Palm World. Escape. Remaining inside the flying boat meant certain death. The foggish figure roared in an instant, transforming into boundless, endless fog. This fog sought to tear through the heaven and earth cage and escape. At the same time, it also concealed 9 subtle fogs, which scattered and fled using the obscure causality lines. As a source world cultivator with clone technique, the foggish figure did not purchase 2 powerful escape treasures, because his own escaping methods were also very strong. Boom. The huge fuzzy paw suddenly clenched tight. This clench. Palm World, all annihilated. And the towering figure owning the huge fuzzy palm, its biomimetic eye of destruction opened upon his brow, seeing clearly the subtle causality lines the foggish figure wanted to escape through. As his giant palm clenched, while the palm world was annihilated, every single causality line was targeted, eradicating every escaping fog body. No, the fog bodies being annihilated resisted with remarkable tenacity. Sir, the novel, F.I.net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. However, Luo Feng's huge fuzzy palm, controlled by the undying blood sea body, held infinite terrifying power, forcibly squeezing these tenacious fog bodies into nothingness, utterly annihilating them. Mid-stage Divine Emperor, the enlightened the foggish figure, no matter how adept at escaping, fell in a single stroke under the giant fuzzy paw. The treasures carried on his person also fell into Luo Feng's hands. Mid-stage Divine Emperor, the foggish figure. Luo Feng realized, Elder Tienhi sent the foggish figure to track us. This innate secret treasure Palm World indeed possesses considerable power. Luo Feng was quite satisfied looking at his own fuzzy paw. With my strength, without Palm World, even relying on the undying blood sea body, it would have probably taken 3 to 5 moves to extinguish the foggish figure. Luo Feng was quite pleased. With Palm World, 1 move is enough. No wonder elders all crave such treasures. They indeed offer a great enhancement to one's strength. Sigh. Luo Feng flickered and turned into a blood-red shadow, merging into the heavens and earth, vanishing from sight. Inside the black flying boat, Luo Feng, with just a thought, erased the karmic mark on the surface of the flying boat. Emperor Qing, sensing this, asked with some confusion, Brother Luo Feng, why did you suddenly erase the mark? I left the mark on purpose, to follow the causality and track the follower. Luo Feng smiled. My avatar has just discovered the tracker and eliminated him. Who was tracking us? Emperor Qing inquired. It was Miss Teeth God Emperor from Deceit Workshop. Luo Feng shook his head. The moment I noticed him, I crushed him. He probably didn't discover my identity. It's a pity that he was a cultivator from the source world. I only destroyed one of his avatars. The spoils of war Luo Feng obtained were valued at approximately 12 million primordial crystals, much less than what Kumo Divine Emperor had. It can't be helped. Kumo Divine Emperor had no avatars, and all his treasures were with him, naturally making him wealthier. Miss Teeth God Emperor is famously difficult to deal with. Emperor Qing couldn't help saying, "You crushed him immediately upon detection." In one move, Luo Feng said with a slight smile, for all he knows, he might have thought it was a low-level primordial life ambushing him. See a thnovelfire.nt website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Emperor Qing's heart trembled. Crushed in one move. Miss Teeth God Emperor, a mid-stage divine emperor on a deeper level of accumulation than even himself, Emperor Qing, was crushed just like that. In this moment, Emperor Qing gained a clearer awareness of the disparity in strength between himself and Luo Feng. Eliminating him in one move, I can hide my information as much as possible, Luo Feng said earnestly. It's better to hide as much as possible before the confrontation with Elder Tienhi. Elder Tienhi has reached this level a long time ago, and though Luo Feng was confident about dealing with him, he dared not underestimate him. We know quite a lot about Elder Tienhi, but he knows very little about you, Emperor Qing nodded. In terms of intelligence, Brother Luo Feng, you have the advantage. Luo Feng nodded. After a brief chat, a blood-colored shadow finally returned to the flying boat and merged back into Luo Feng. Just now, Luo Feng had split off fully half of his energy reserve to attack the tracker. We can speed up now, Luo Feng urged. Without the tracker, we can go on a good hunt. As for Elder Tienhi, we'll deal with him once we're back. Sure, responded Emperor Qing and drove the black flying boat. Its speed immediately soared. Yulon City. A spotless white avian floated in the air. This was a flying treasure crafted from the entire corpse of a low-level primordial life, known as the Soul Feather White Sparrow, and was Elder Tian his favorite flying treasure. The Soul Feather White Sparrow was spacious inside, into which Miss Teeth God Emperor flew. Inside the avian, Elder Tienhi, dressed in a white robe, sat there with a calm gaze on Miss Teeth God Emperor. Miss Teeth, what exactly happened? Deputy Workshop Master, I was tracking Luo Feng and Emperor Qing. We hadn't gone far from the city, and the surrounding areas should have been relatively safe. Miss Teeth God Emperor was also puzzled, but suddenly, I was ambushed by a low-level primordial life. I could not even withstand one of its moves. Miss Teeth God Emperor found it unbelievable. It felt like a Divine Emperor Perfection level low-level primordial life. Divine Emperor Perfection level. Elder Tian he frowned in doubt. Such a primordial life at this level should be the absolute upper echelon of a certain species. Why would it approach so near to Yulon City? Miss Teeth God Emperor said, I believe, even faced with a late-stage Divine Emperor of low-level primordial life, I should be able to escape with my life. If we fought directly, I could manage a few moves. But this time, I couldn't withstand a single one. I feel, it was like a primordial life with Divine Emperor Perfection. Show me the entire battle process, Elder Tian he said with a frown. Yes. Miss Teeth God Emperor waved his hand. The entire battle sequence from his memory was displayed in the air. In the memory image, as he piloted his flying boat, suddenly a massive furry claw emerged from the depths of the sky, enveloping the entire sky. This huge claw, Elder Tian he observed carefully. This gigantic furry claw, with soft fur and 5 sharp yellow-black talons, had a mottled surface and a faint aura of terror. The moment the claw descended, it already sliced through space, forming a spatial cage that trapped Miss Teeth God Emperor's flying boat. The claw then clenched abruptly. Miss Teeth God Emperor was completely killed before he could use any life-saving methods. Although low-level primordial lives are powerful, their techniques are usually quite unsophisticated, Miss Teeth remarked, but this furry claw trapped me with one move, too exquisite for me even to resist. Only a divine emperor perfection level, low-level primordial life, could manifest their innate talents to such a terrifying extent. Elder Tienhi nodded in agreement. A divine emperor perfection level, low-level primordial life, with a powerful and terrifying life form and skills so artful that a casual move could be extremely sophisticated. It was indeed possible for such a being to crush Mist Teeth God Emperor with one paw. It does seem like a move made by a divine emperor perfection level, low-level primordial life, Elder Tienhi said with a frown, but it's too coincidental. You were tracking Luo Feng and Emperor Qing, and to be attacked just after leaving the city is too convenient. And the place where you were attacked is too close to Yulon city. For a divine emperor perfection level primordial life to risk sneaking so close, just to crush a mid-stage divine emperor cultivator like you. Upon hearing this, Mist Teeth God Emperor also believed it to be reasonable. To take such a risk for a divine emperor perfection level, low-level primordial life being so close to Yulon city is generally part of a significant plot. To kill just one of his avatars. I think there's another possibility, Elder Tienhi said with narrowed eyes. Mist Teeth looked at Elder Tienhi. It could be the action of one of the elders, Elder Tienhi stated. One of the elders. Mist Teeth was startled. Luo Feng and Emperor Qing came from the source world and have some backgrounds. Luo Feng disrespected me, and now they've left the city so openly. Elder Tienhi smiled slightly. I've suspected all along that he must have something to rely on. Mist Teeth nodded. On the surface, the two of them left the city, but in reality, there must be a protector in secret, Elder Tienhi said. This enormous claw might have been the work of that protector. The primary material for cultivators' artifact refining comes from countless corpses of low-level primordial life forms, so secret treasures in the shape of vast claws are rare, but do exist. They have an elder backing them. Mist Teeth was somewhat surprised. Interesting. A glint of gold flashed in Elder Tienhi's eyes. Rather than bowing down to me and offering up 50 million primordial crystals, they prefer to seek help from an elder. It seems Luo Feng is quite proud. Deputy Workshop Master, if the elder knows your identity and still dares to meddle, I'm afraid they have ill intentions. Mist Teeth expressed his concern. Elder Tian, he whispered softly, I want to see which elder dares to meddle in my affairs. What about elders? He has never been afraid. In the dark sacred realm, the lowest threshold is being a late-stage divine emperor enlightened being. Elder Tian, he has been through countless power struggles and killings. Originating from the source world, he has never feared such strife. His experience in fighting at the elder level is vast. Even if an elder dares to intervene, I will still tear apart one of your avatars. Elder Tian, his gaze grew colder. Chiu Yike. Elder Tian, he suddenly spoke. Deputy Workshop Master. The figure in golden armor beside him responded respectfully. Dispatch 4 plundering teams. Set up deceitful shadow formations outside the 4 gates of Yulon City. Make sure to trap and seal Luo Feng and Emperor Qing as soon as they return, Elder Tian, he instructed. Yes. The figure in golden armor immediately responded, adding, Deputy Workshop Master, to ensure interception, our deceitful shadow formations must not be too far from the city gates. But if they are too close, it'll be difficult to pursue and kill them once they escape inside. Entering the city gates would mean being within Yulon City and having to abide by its rules. Don't worry. Elder Tian, he spoke indifferently, if they really have an elder backing them, such beings would disdain fleeing into the city. They would definitely have a showdown with me. All elders have a certain pride embedded deep within their bones. Retreat without a fight. Too shameful. Yes. The figure in golden armor complied. I will stay by the east city gate. If they are confident, they should return through the same gate they left from. Elder Tian, he immediately took up residence in a cave mansion near the east city gate, patiently waiting. Which elder dares to disrespect me? I'm really looking forward to this. Elder Tian, he was quite excited. Killing a junior was trivial, but having a fierce battle, utterly tearing another elder apart, that's what would be satisfying. Asterisk 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 asterisk. Luo Feng, however, had temporarily put the matter out of his mind. He needed to have a proper hunt. After all, he was quite poor at the moment and needed to hunt enough game to exchange for resources required for cultivation. Right in the depths of the lake. Luo Feng was currently within the black flying boat, using the biomimetic eye of destruction on his brow to peer at a distant lake. He had already spotted a low-level primordial life form merged with the lake, its methods of hiding expertly executed. Unfortunately for it, it couldn't escape from his sight. Whoosh! A blood-colored shadow burst forth from Luo Feng's body, instantly merging with heaven and earth. Afterwards, a vast blood-colored shadow enveloped the entire lake. The mere presence of the shadow, like a wide net, completely trapped the low-level primordial life form. What's going on? An 8-armed creature, its skin dark and burning with faint, cold flames, squirmed viciously. With its triangular head ferociously contorted, it struggled mightily to break free from the blood-colored shadow ensnaring it. However, as the blood shadow penetrated, in just a moment, it was silent. The corpse remained intact, but the life core inside had begun to fracture. 8-armed Nether Luo, they're just the weakest tier in their race. With the strength of an early-stage divine emperor, Luo Feng shook his head slightly. Such low-level prey was too weak for Luo Feng. He didn't even bother using any secret treasure, relying solely on his undying blood sea body. With just a slight spread of the blood sea, enveloping that vast area was enough to trap and eliminate the enemy. This undying blood sea body was, after all, developed with reference to the Star Tower blood-colored scale, fashioned from of Luo Feng's own realm of understanding as his mightiest secret technique, taking the most time to develop. This body alone was comparable to a low-level primordial life at the late stage of Divine Emperor. Coupled with Luo Feng's realm and some treasures, its power was naturally formidable. We've been hunting for 5 days now and have only hunted 3 early-stage Divine Emperor, low-level primordial life forms. Luo Feng frowned. Brother Emperor Qing, we need to find some stronger game. The combined value of these 3 wasn't much, only close to 3 million primordial crystals. Brother Luo Feng, we've always hunted this way, Emperor Qing said. The main prey has been low-level primordial life at the early stage of Divine Emperor. Occasionally, we might encounter something more formidable. What I mean is, can we go deeper? Luo Feng inquired. According to the information I bought, our current hunting area is a mid-stage Divine Emperor's hunting ground. Hunting grounds were demarcated by successive generations of cultivators in Yulon City, proven with their lives. The stronger the cultivator, the deeper they can hunt. These are the elders' hunting areas. Luo Feng gestured, and a map appeared before him, which recorded some ranges where elders occasionally went hunting. We can try venturing further into some areas first, just to see. The elders of Yulon City usually hunted alone. Mainly because at their level, they seldom left the city, making it difficult to assemble a team. Also, with the existence of the clone technique, their rare excursions outside the city were solitary hunts. Compared to the terror of the dark sacred realm, the danger level of the 9 Rivers sacred realm was indeed much lower. The elders' hunting areas. Emperor Qing sounded nervous. I haven't tried it before. I have no experience. Hunting experience is accumulated bit by bit, Luo Feng said with a slight smile. All right. If you're not scared, Brother Luo Feng, why should I be? Emperor Qing's heart flared with enthusiasm, eager for the rare experience of venturing into an elder's hunting area. This video will end here.